Johnson Ribeiro, I believe, had a great win on the Contender Series, got a nasty fucking head kick, and then lost. I think he was a big favorite against Ribeiro, and then lost by Kimura, which is kind of crazy to see. And yeah, this guy's kind of known for his eye tick. He like rubs his eye every like 2 seconds, which has got to be fucking annoying to fight with. But yeah, pretty decent, good striker. But yeah, got kind of fraud checked by Ribeiro there. But I don't know. I don't think he's that bad. This Uran guy lost to Martin Boudet. He came up a weight class. He's a light heavyweight. And yeah, also kind of got fraud checked, I guess, if you want to call it that, by Boudet. I mean, neither of these guys are great. Also, why are there no odds for any of these fights? This shit is in like 2 days. But yeah, I think these guys are pretty equal in skill level, honestly. But watching their fights, I think DR is a little bit faster. He seems smaller for sure. But Uran, I watched one of his fights in LFA, and you know he's the champ, so it's a high level fight. But the dude did not look high level. He was kind of like just scrapping on the feet, which you gotta respect. But didn't look the most technical. Didn't have the best grappling in the world. In DR, I still think he's decent. I still think he's got good striking. I think he just kind of got exposed. Oh, shit. Sorry. I think he just kind of got exposed in the grappling a little bit against Ribeiro. So yeah, I'll go DR by, I don't know, knockout. 3rd round knockout. But not super confident in this pick. Alright, next up. Oh, God damn it. This might be a short one, to be honest, because a lot of these fighters had to fucking look up and research, and I don't have Fight Pass. I'm not paying for that shit, so I only saw like fucking Instagram clips, like Facebook clips from their performances. I watched this Korean dude, Sung Yun Yu. This guy Soo Young Yu. Goddamn. He fought this jacked Russian guy in like KSW or Octagon or something. And he looked good, he held his own, but then he kind of got crunched as the fight went on, got tired, I think, and just kind of gave up. But he's one of these like short, stocky, brawler kind of dudes. And so is Xiao Long, to be fair. Had a nasty knockout against this dude Lee. But Lee's a dog, bro. I was gonna say Lee, and I was like, oh shit, he actually lost to Lee. But turns out he actually beat Lee also by a 3rd round knockout, and it was a nasty one, overhand right. Dude's got a blockhead. I mean, look at that. Fucking battle of the blockheads. He's gonna be a little bit taller. 6 or 5 inch reach advantage. Against Soo Young Yu. But yeah, I don't know. I saw Yu quit in Xiaolong, the blockhead. Doesn't seem like the kind of fighter to quit in tough matchups, so I'll go Xiaolong I'll go another 3rd round knockout. I think this will be a very fun card. Name value wise, it's not bad, but it's not great either. But I think a lot of these fights are going to be fucking awesome. The Chinese are so entertaining, bro. Something about these Asian fighters, like, they just scrap. They're like the opposite of the Dagestanis. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, we got Yijia going up against Weston Wilson. Yijia has even fought in the UFC before. Yes, he lost to Gabriel Santos, and Santos is great, so that's fine. In split decision too. Oh wait, no, it's a different guy. What the fuck is that? Another Lee. Who is this guy? I've never seen this guy in my life. He also lost to Santos. What the fuck is going on? Why are all these Chinese dudes losing to Gabriel Santos? Let's check the stats for that fight. Okay, maybe not. I'm going fucking Yeehaw, bro. I can't pick Weston Wilson. God damn. I cannot say names right now. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, this guy, terrible on the feet. Like, looks like me on the feet. Just can't. Okay, guess we can't look at him. Oh yeah, that was fucked up. They put him against Gene Silva. That was brutal. And Brito got violently knocked out in both. And then they put him against this guy, Sergey, who's like a Muay Thai kind of striker dude. Heavy hands. And then he just like heel looked him around. I think. Maybe it was a rear naked choke. But yeah, he's like a Ryan Hall type of guy. And I got Xia winning by first or second round knockout. Because I'm not picking Weston Wilson. Even though he did get the upset last time. I still think he's pretty cheeks. And like, you can't be that bad on the feet against a jacked Chinese guy. You know, not a good equation. Next up we got Miguel Piera versus Kyle Dawkins. This was originally going to be Piera versus Marco Tulio, which was such a good matchup, bro. Oh my god, phenomenal matchmaking there. But unfortunately, we're not getting that shit. I guess he pulled out for whatever reason. But I am glad they re-signed Kyle Dawkins, because he's good. Like, he went on a little bit of a losing streak, but the dude was fucking good. The loss to Eric Anders is rough, especially by knockout. That's not a good look, but like, deletes not a bad loss. Submitted Bigot. Lost to Phil Loss, who's pretty good. He beat Stoltzfus, who I think is actually kind of decent. And then lost to Allen by unanimous decision. Like, he had good competition that this guy was going against. Yeah, the Anders fight, again, not a good look, but he was low-key fucking up Kevin Holland in their fight before he headbutted him. And that ended up being a DQ, but yeah, he was low-key piecing up Kevin Holland. So, I gotta rate this guy. I think he's not that bad. I think he has a chance. The only thing is like his chin. Not the best. And Pereira is a fucking monster on the feet, bro. He's so nasty, explosive, great body work, but zero cardio too. So I think this is gonna be like a classic Michelle Pieta fight. I think either Pierre smokes him in the first or second round, or gasses out, gets finished in the third or second by like submission. But I think the more likely outcome is Michelle Pereira. I'll go like round 2, TKO, just kind of overwhelming Kyle Dawkins. But it's been a while since we've seen Kyle, so I wouldn't be surprised if he made a lot of improvements and looked pretty good this fight. But it is short notice too. You would hope, you know, in a perfect world, that Pereira would work on his cardio after his last fight against Hernandez. You know, so kind of banking on that. I'll go Pereira, round 2, TKO. But I wouldn't be surprised with a Kyle Dawkins upset. Next up we got Wrong Shoe, not the right shoe, but the wrong shoe versus Rongshu fucked them up, dude. They went to war. It was back and forth. Don't get me wrong, but Rongshu was winning all the exchanges. Like, Cody Steele really had to show his toughness in that fight, and I was so impressed, bro. I thought he looked so damn good. His boxing was crisp. You was seeing everything. Like, oh man, he just looked great. And yeah, Austin Hubbard, they keep fucking feeding this guy to the wolves, bro. Giving him fucked up matchups. He's low-key kind of a boring fighter, but I root for him every time. But yeah, I think this is a terrible matchup for him. I'm going Rongshu. I might even go by KO. Like, Hubbard's a very durable guy. I think Rongshu by decision is probably the most likely outcome, but I was just so impressed with Rongshu. His last outing that I'm gonna go Rongshu by second round TKO. Just kind of overwhelming Austin Hubbard, catching him and maybe finishing him against the cage. Next up, a great matchup, one of the best fights on the card. No clue why this isn't on the main event or main card. We got this dude versus fucking Kiefer Crosby on the main card, but not Charles Johnson and Loner Kavanaugh. Like, this is a phenomenal fight. The biggest test, I'd say, of Loner's career so far. Even though both the guys he fought are very good already. He looks so familiar. He's got the Asian English build, and I swear he looks like someone. I don't know who it is, but his face is just like so familiar to me. But yeah, the kid is I won't say a monster, but he's pretty fucking good, dude. Technical, very well rounded. Used his grappling in his last fight, I believe. And yeah, Charles Johnson, a lot like Michael Johnson, fucking would lose to Ode Osborne and then knock out Joshua Van. Yeah, so it's hard to say what you're gonna get with my boy CJ. He says he's built for 5 rounds, which I could kind of see as very good cardio, long, lengthy, good boxing, good head movement, kind of shit takedown defense, but really good at getting back up. Like, he always gets taken down, but then he's always able to get back to his feet just to get taken down again. And yeah, he does do well against the order kind of guys. Did lose to Demirov. Yeah, 5'6" versus 5'9". The reach actually isn't that different. Yeah, Kavanaugh's low-key got kind of long arms. I think I'm gonna go Kavanaugh. It's always tempting to pick Charles Johnson because the dude's so damn hit or miss, but I'm a Kavanaugh believer. I don't think he'll be champ, but I think he could maybe crack top 5 if he keeps improving. And I think he's gonna mix in the grappling. And I think if you have good cardio and consistently shoot against Charles Johnson, it's kind of like an easy way to win. Not easy, but you know, if you have good enough cardio to keep up, definitely a way to beat him. There's a path, you know. So yeah, Charles Johnson, again, you never really know what kind of Charles Johnson shows up, so he could come out there and uppercut Kavanaugh to hell, but I don't really see him winning this one. I think this is one of the kind of Unk versus Prospect matchups where the Prospect wins, but Unk makes it competitive. So I'll go Loner Kavanaugh by decision. Next up we got Machete versus Gage Young. This is a weird fight. I don't have Fight Pass, so I was trying to fucking check out this card, or do some research on these fighters, knocking out Steve Garcia, bro. That's a phenomenal win. But this guy's so weird. Lost to Nicholas Mata. Barely beat Benavidez. I guess lost to Borshev. I don't remember that shit at all. Like, I can think of one fight from this guy, and he's been in the UFC since 2022. Zhang looked alright, just kind of mid overall. Machete, pretty tall guy, bro. Fucking 6 foot, fighting at lightweight. Pretty long, lengthy fella, light on the feet. I don't fucking know, bro. I'll go Machete by decision. Yeah, I'll go Machete by decision. I really don't know, to be honest, because I couldn't do any fucking research on these guys. So that's the big. That's the big. Alright. Next up we got what the fuck, bro? How am I supposed to say this shit? Tai Yalake Nuaraji versus Kiefer Crosby. I'm going whoever the fuck this guy is. We're at my boy Zhang. We're supposed to see him on this card, and he's a fucking truly classic Asian fighter. But I guess he got injured or something. I think he would have fucked up Kiefer Crosby. Kiefer Crosby, one of these like SBG Irish guys, like him and not Jake Matthews, but it's another Jake. Fuck, there's some other Irish guy that's like dog shit and just keeps getting finished. And yeah, this guy's trash. He got whooped by Kevin Jose. It was like kind of mid. Got subbed like instantly. Yeah, this guy sucks dick. Nuardarshi. I think I looked him up. I don't think he has any fights in the UFC, does he? Okay, I guess not. Yeah, guess not. But he looks mean. He's Chinese, apparently. And yeah, he's not Kiefer Crosby. And he's not fighting out of Ireland, so I'm gonna go Nuardarshi by first round knockout. Next up we got Sumadarji versus Kevin Boras. Great fight. Let's find something to do some triggers with. What about this? This tough one. I like both guys here. I do see why this is on the main card. I think it'll be a great fight. Sumadarji, after he beat Malcolm Gordon, the bald black dude, I was like, holy fuck, this guy's a problem. He fucked him up, dude. Dropped him multiple times and then finished him. Really, really long, lanky guy at flyweight. And then Boras came through the Contender Series, I believe. Short, but not really that stocky, to be honest. Kind of like a pure boxer, but sharp boxing. Fucked up that Mexican dude that beat Ode Osborne, who had some hype. Ronaldo Rodriguez, I believe his name is. And yeah, strong boxing, solid striking. Royce wins, to be honest, if you look at his record. But he is a tricky guy, man. Like I said, long and lanky, good boxing, decent kicks. So it's gonna be hard for Boras to find him, I think. But Boras is fast, bro. Boras is very quick. I feel like he's got decent fight IQ. And I mean, what more is there to say? Tough Peruvian, good boxing, sharp on the feet, versus Chinese blockhead, also sharp on the feet, long and lanky, good straight punches. It's kind of a pick 'em in my mind. I don't really have a strong pick in this one. I do think Boras has a little bit more of that dog in him, which, you know, Sumadarshi does do, like in his fight against Matt Schnell, but I think Boras definitely has the toughness advantage. I think he might eat some shots early in the fight, but I think once he starts fighting his range and his rhythm, I'll be able to kind of slip and rip, find his way on the inside, and do enough to get the decision. So I'm gonna go Kevin Boras by decision. Next up, Sergey Pavlovich versus Waldo Cortez Acosta. I'm gonna go Sergey, but I'm honestly not that fucking confident in this pick, bro. Sergey looked kind of trash against Jarzinho, Rosenstrike. It's kind of crazy that they cut him. I get it, because he had a rough couple of fights, but it was all against top competition. And also, they got my boy Marvin Bidet, bro. 7-1 in the UFC. That shit is insane. But yeah, kind of stunk up his fight against Rosenstrike. Just uses grappling, took him down. And I think he's gonna do the same. I think my boy's turning into a wrestler. On the feet, I think it's very close. I mean, Cortez Acosta keeps proving me wrong. I thought Ryan Spann was gonna beat him. Fucking destroyed Ryan Spann. Like, the guy's got actually really good boxing at heavyweight, even though it doesn't like look good. You know, when you watch him fight, he knows how to land and he has good head movement. Not really get it. And you know, Sergey's got great boxing too. Kind of relies on his blockhead a bit much, but yeah, I think he's gonna wrestle. And I don't know that. I mean, he did defend well against Sergey Spivak in his last fight, but Spivak's more of like a judo guy. And I think Pavlovich is. I think he'd fuck up Sergey Spivak. So I want to go Pavlovich by decision in this fight. Because yeah, it's like on the feet. I think it's kind of even. Sergey probably has a slight advantage. Then in the grappling, I'd probably go Sergey all day. You know, the only thing Cortez, I guess, has is cardio. But I don't see him lulling Sergey Pavlovich into like a kind of technical boxing match, which is how he likes a lot of his fights to go, where he just lands a couple good shots and just straight up boxes with them. Sergey doesn't throw a lot of kicks either, so you know that is good for Waldo. But yeah, I don't think Sergey's gonna play that game with him. I think he's either gonna rush in like he did against Curtis Blades, just fucking blitz him, or he's gonna use his grappling, get the takedowns, and win a boring decision. So I'll go Sergey Pavlovich by decision, but not bad matchmaking. I like this fight. We'll see how it plays out though. Next up we got Brian Ortega going against Aljamain Sterling. This is a pretty cool fight. I think this is solid matchmaking from the UFC. Two kind of hunks of their divisions. But two guys that are still, they still got it. You know, they're hunks that still got it. I think the Yair win from Ortega is aging very well. I think subbing him, coming back in that fight was a good look. That being said, the Diego Lopez performance was a little rough. He got pieced the fuck up, dude. That being said, Aljamain Sterling is probably the furthest you could get from a Diego Lopez. Does not throw anything hard on the feet besides kind of tricky kicks. But he has great wrestling. I'd definitely give him the wrestling advantage against Brian. Very strong grappler. But Brian's got that slickness, man. Just like his hair. He's got that BJJ fucking Enzo great. Not Enzo. Who's the guy that sells the shirts? Or the hoodies? The guy that was on fucking Henner Gracie. Yeah, he was on Shark Tank. He, was selling these fucking hoodies that, like, turned into a backpack. It was such a gimmick, but kind of funny. And he's a straight salesman, dude. Straight fucking salesman. And I guess he kind of like taught Brian Ortega all that he knows in jiu-jitsu. But yeah, he's got slick guillotines, good arm triangles, regular triangles. And he's got good boxing, not a lot of power, but pretty underrated and slick elbows in boxing. So I do see him kind of touching up Aljo on the feet. I think Brian will definitely have the advantage when this fight is standing. But on the ground, it's like, I don't know if Aljo's fallen for Brian's slick submissions. I would be surprised if he gets triangled. Like, that shit would be crazy. But I don't really see that happening. I think Aljo is a smart enough grappler, good enough wrestler to like have a strong base, not get caught with any goofy shit. And I think he low-key could have beat Mozart in their fight. I think that was like such a close fight. It could have gone either way. So I'm liking the recent, not really activity because he hasn't been super active, but the recent performances of Aljo. I thought he looked great at featherweight. I think that was his first fight at featherweight, right? Oh yeah, Cater too. Yeah, I think he's really filling in to his frame at this weight class. I don't worry about him being too small for Brian. Again, on the feet, I do see him getting outboxed, but Aljo's tricky. He's not like an easy guy to hit. I see him probably taking down Brian Ortega. I don't know that Ortega has the best takedown defense, but Ortega does know how to create scrambles and kind of jiu-jitsu submission positions and like use that shit to get up, like fucking latch up guillotine, get it close enough to where he can like fucking get up from it, or a triangle or something like that. So yeah, this is a really interesting fight. I don't have a clear vision on like how this is gonna play out. But I am leaning Aljo. By kind of boring decision. Maybe not super boring, but like getting a couple takedowns, landing a little bit of ground and pound, playing it safe, kind of like the Cater performance. I could see that a similar type of, win as the Cater performance. I don't know that Ortega chins him. It could happen. Who knows? But I like that Aljo isn't cutting to 135. I think his chin's gonna be fine. So yeah, I think the most likely outcome here is Aljo by a bit of a wrestle fuck decision. decision. Maybe Brian has some close submission attempts, but Aljo's able to, fucking throw the triangle off and pass to side control, land a little bit of ground and pound, and do enough to win a 29-28 decision. So I'm gonna go Aljamain Sterling by 29-28 decision. Although I think this fight could play it a lot of ways. I think it could play it on the feet. I think Brian could have underrated takedown defense and keep it on the feet. I think Brian could have moments, maybe take his back. Like, there's a lot of ways I could see this fight playing out, so I'm pretty excited. I think this is a great co-main event. And even though both guys are American, it just feels like an Asian card fight, Like Yan and Figueiredo. Like, even though these guys are from fucking America, I don't know. There's just something about this fight that feels correct for it to be a co-main event of a fight night in Asia. Let me know if you feel that in the comments as well. This is just like such a classic Asia card fight, I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. But moving on to the main event here, we got Zhang Mingyang, the Iron Golem from Minecraft, going against Johnny Crazy Eyes Walker. And let me tell you something. I am not picking Johnny Walker ever again to win a fight in the UFC. I picked this guy to win against Volkan Oezdemir, and I put a little bet on it. I put a little money on it, and he goes out there, looks like shit, and gets colded. Just like every time he gets knocked out, like against Jamal Hill. I guess he was kind of like out cold with the follow-up, but like against Ankalaev, every time Johnny Walker gets knocked out, first off, it's always the goofiest shit ever, like the wacky inflatable tube guy. Loss against Jamal Hill was the funniest shit I've ever seen. A true classic. But even like against Volkan, he always gets hit, and he's not put out cold. He's still like conscious, but you can tell he's just like uncomfortable with how hard he just got hit. Like his body's like, shit, dude, that wasn't great. Like he's not out. He's not like looking at the stars. He's just like, fuck, like he's in pain. And then the follow-up's always nasty. Like Ankalaev fucking dropped him, and then he was just sitting there. Boom. Fucking uppercut right in his chin. And it was the same thing with Volkan. I think he went with like a right hook, and just bam. His face kind of froze, and then he got decimated. So after that fight, yeah, I'm not picking Johnny Walker again. I was thinking like, okay, against Ankalaev, he was low-key looking pretty good. He was landing those calf kicks. They were doing damage. He was pumping his jab. Like, he was looking pretty technical. And then against Volkan, I'm like, okay, Volkan was low-key, like, keeping it super competitive with fucking Paul Craig on the feet. Surely Johnny Walker will have better odds on the feet, and they just get smoked in a round. So, like, I want to do a fucking hardcore take of Johnny Walker, man. People forget, man. People forget, man. Look what he did to Khalil Roundtree. But I can't, bro. Like, I don't think McYang is that good. I think anyone in the top 5 smokes him. I think like 70% of the top 10 smokes him. I think Asmat Murzakanov would demolish this guy easily. And he hasn't beaten anyone good. Like, his best win is Anthony Smith. And Anthony literally gave up the second the fight started. So, I don't really rate Mingyang. He is fun, though, and we love that. We love fun fighters around here. And, like, Johnny Walker should have a he should be able to grapple, or at least pump his jab, use his insane 82-inch reach, throw fucking kicks and shit, land those leg kicks, play it safe on the beat, and he'll probably try to do that, but I just can't trust this guy. I don't think his chin's even that bad. I think he just kind of has shit defense and gets clocked with like people's best shots. So I'm gonna go Zhang Min Yang by second round knockout. Talking about Zhang, like he's good. You know, he goes out there and fucking, he's a marauder. Absolutely, he's the definition of a blockhead. Like, oh my goodness. Look at that, bro. There's zero curvature on that skull. Straight up fucking parallel lines going on. And an insanely good hairline, too. Absolute Chad. Iron Gall physique. Wrong fight. Yeah, he's like good on the feet. I haven't really seen any of his grappling at all, so maybe he gets project, but you know, just a marauder, a pure marauder, and you gotta respect that. So, if y'all want to make some money, if I had to choose any kind of like long shot bet, I would go Zhang, or I would go fight goes to decision, which I know is like probably not gonna happen, especially with Zhang and the way he fights. Like, maybe it's a main event and he'll kind of switch up, but the way this dude fights, it's like, it's hard to see him not getting a finish in the first couple rounds. But I was thinking about this before the Thiago Santos fight. I was like, there's definitely a good chance both these guys are just like scared to hit each other and they stay on the outside the entire fight because they don't want to get chinned, and that could happen here. So if you're looking for a long shot bet, if you're a degenerate gambler, I would go fight goes to decision. But realistically, I think Zhang Mingyang's probably gonna get him out of there. You know, who knows? Maybe Walker will have a people forget man moment, come out there and cook up. But yeah, I don't really see it happening. Let's try some tapping on this. Yeah, I'm going Zhang Yang. Round 2, KO. That's prediction. Pretty good card. I'm excited that there's no fucking way. Actually, I might be up at 3 a.m., so I might check out like the first prelim or something. But there's no way I am watching this card live. I'm gonna be watching it Saturday night, maybe Sunday morning. But yeah, pretty good card, solid. Fight night, pretty like top heavy, name value wise. But 3 great fights, you know, 3 like solid ranked fights. I don't know why this shit's on the main card. Fucking Kiefer Crosby. But we got some bangers on the prelims, bro. I think this will be a very fun fight. A lot of violence is what I am predicting. We got Charles Johnson, Loder Kavanaugh. It's a great fight. Wrong Shoe is back. I wish fucking Marco Tulio didn't pull out, but Dawkins against Pereira is still a great fight. I don't know why that's not higher up on the card either. And then we got some pretty good Chinese prospects. And man, oh yeah, I was gonna mention this. I feel like Chinese fighters are so fun. They're like the exact opposite of Dagestanis, you know? It's like every fight I see from a Chinese, Korean, or Japanese, I guess just Asian in general, fighter, they're always scrapping, bro. They're always fucking, and if they're a grappler, they're a violent grappler. They have really good submissions, like Tatsuro Taira. You know, it's like, name one Asian fighter that's just like a wrestle fucker, you know, that just will hold you against the cage. Half guard camp. You know, almost at the back camp. Oh, wait, also, what is this shit in the bottom of the fucking UFC website? Don't miss Canelo versus Crawford. Fuck you. This is supposed to be MMA, bro. Why the fuck are you promoting boxing? Oh, that shit's so dumb. Of course I'm gonna watch it, but like, what the fuck? That's weird. But yeah, dude, Zham's in the water in Asia. Maybe it's the kickboxing. But like, every fucking prospect that comes out of there, and also Road to UFC. I didn't watch it because it's such a different time zone, but dude, the highlights I've seen, it's like these motherfuckers are going at it. Throwing hands and feet and getting nasty knockouts. So yeah, I'm hoping there's and like Whaley, even Whaley, who's been wrestling a lot more lately. She's fucking vicious, bro. So shout out to the Asian fighters. You know, if you watch ONE FC, you know ball. You watch them Friday night fights. They're amazing. Like, yeah, I guess it might just be the popularity of like Muay Thai and kickboxing over there, but yeah, shout out to the Chinese prospects. They should, I guess it's kind of hard to get them across to Vegas, but I kind of wish we saw them more often. I feel like they only fight on the Chinese cards, besides like the top guys. So yeah, just something I noticed. Let me know if y'all noticed that as well. And yeah, thanks for watching. Have a great night. Don't let the bedbugs bite.